Today's little presentation is going to cons 101. This is our topic for today. Going to cons, going to fur cons, sorry, not going to cons. Going to fur cons 101. Let's talk a little bit about what it's like going to fur cons. So fur cons, to me, and I think to a lot of people, are the heart of the fandom. It's really a way where furries like come together from around the country, around the state, around the world to like meet and interact with each other. It's where a lot of people actually join the fandom, and it's a big part of the community. It's the main outreach that furries have to interact with each other in person, and it's super awesome. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about it. So what do you expect at a furry convention? What are you expecting if you buy a ticket, and what are you gonna see when you get there? So we have panels. So panels, in my opinion, are the heart of cons. Panels are basically like little mini events that are happening during the con, right? So panels are, I would say, in a lot of ways, what we're doing right now is considered like this would be considered a panel at a con. They tend to be either educational, entertaining, or interactives. And panels can be about literally anything. I've gone to so many panels about a bunch of different random things, and they're so much fun. So yeah, this is literally what panels tend to look like. It tends to be a room kind of like this, where everyone sits down and then have someone that does some sort of presentation. Sometimes there's an interactive perspective, and it can be really fun. This is what Anthrocon's panel is. So each one of these little blocks is, for the most part, a panel. Sometimes it's not, sometimes it's other things, but most of these are panels. So a lot of times they can be things like, meet and greets, like Furry Hideout, VR Chat Meet, but they can be little educational things like VTubing, content creation, healthy fursuiting, being sober in the fandom, and this just goes on forever. This is like, there tends to be a panel for everyone somewhere. A lot of times you have to kind of pick what you want to go to, because you just don't have time to go to everything. You can't be everywhere at once. There's just too many panels to happen in a day. But they're super fun. Some of my favorite panels to go to are, I really love the meet and greets. We talked last week about the week before. We talked about the Red Panda meet and greet. It was super fun. We played like musical chairs and stuff. I love panels, they're great. And yeah, I always recommend, if you're going to a furry con, to definitely go to at least some panels. Dealer's Den, and also the Artist Alley. This is the marketplace of the con, and by far one of the most popular places at a con. Literally, at some big cons, you have to get like a ticket to go into the Dealer's Den, and you have to like wait until like you get an appointment, because there's just so many people that want to get in that they just can't have everyone at once. So they'll literally like stagger people in and stuff. It's crazy. Everyone wants the merch. The reason I picked this emote is because there's a huge meme where everyone's like, how much are you gonna spend at the Dealer's Den? I'm gonna spend $20. And then 5 seconds later, it's like, spent $600.
How much are you gonna spend at the Dealer's Den?
People spend just a crap ton of money in the Dealer's Den. It's a marketplace for the convention. You can buy a lot of things there. You can buy you can actually buy full-on fursuits in the Dealer's Den. You can buy like furry clothing. Like I got my shoes from Hyena Agenda there at the Anthrocon Dealer's Den.
They're just selling fully furry developers. Like
yep, just right there. And there's a ton of them. You can buy like furry accessories, like collars and glasses. You can buy, and then there's actually also like other nerd culture stuff. There'll be things that are like not furry related, but just like overall nerd culture there. And it's also very fun and interesting. But yeah, you can get a lot of things. And you can even also buy and commission art. A lot of times there's like a separate place called the Artist Alley. Sometimes it's combined with the Dealer's Den, sometimes not, where you can go and you can buy art, or you could actually go and commission art right then and there. Dance competition. By the way, these are all my images, so. The fursuit dance competition, and I'm gonna have to probably do another like whole presentation on the fursuit dance competition in the future. But this is just, I'll give you a little quick rundown. Basically, it's what it is. It's a dance competition where people, when you're dancing in fursuit and you put together like your own number, and it's always such a fun thing. It's such a fun event. It's technically also considered a panel, but it's a little bit more specialized. There's always a bunch of people that go, and it's just such fun watching all these super cool fursuiters do some super hard work, do some awesome dance moves and stuff. These are images I took at Aquatifur AQF last year, and just some amazing fursuit dancing. Highly recommend everyone goes to the dance competition at least once when going to. Normally, so they tend to have two. They have the main dance competition, and then they have Floor Wars, which Floor Wars is more of an improv dance competition. There's a bit more, and it's like a 1v1 situation. It's cool, it's very cool and interesting. It's a dance battle, that's what it is. Like, you're given like a few seconds to figure out what you want to do to a song, and then you go for it, and it's super cool and fun. I recommend.
Improv dance is my entire thing. I cannot wait for my first Furry Convention.
You gotta go to Floor Wars. Definitely gotta go to Floor Wars. Raves. Now, I'm not the biggest rave guy myself personally, but people love furry raves. Furry raves tend to happen every single night of a con for a few hours.
Furry raves are way better than regular raves.
Yeah, furry raves are infamous for being like the best raves you can go to. They always have a lot of good local artists and stuff, like furry DJs and stuff come in. It's super fun, love it. And they're so much fun. You just like go out there. The music is so loud. I always go with earplugs. Always wear ear protection at the raves, I always say. Some people are crazy and don't, but yeah, no. So these are just some images that I got online at some furry raves and stuff.
Like wax earplugs, like for swimming?
It should. I mean, I guess I literally wear earpods and put on noise canceling mode.
Can you put on like big old headphones underneath the head of that?
I tend to put like small earplugs in. Like I put in AirPods and stuff.
Okay,
that have.
Because I have some like noise canceling headphones that are like kind of like.
That's what I do normally. Yeah. I mean, however you can do it, you can get noise canceling plugs just anywhere and stuff. There's a lot of ways to do it. It's what I recommend, but yeah, no, definitely check out at least one rave. Go out there, just dance your heart out. It's super fun. Super great time. Let's talk about different sizes of cons. Not every con is the same size, of course. And there's about 3 different sizes. There's like the large cons, the mid-sized cons, and then your small cons, okay? Talking about the big cons first, I count them the big 3. You have Anthrocon, or otherwise known as AC. So Anthrocon is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania every year in July. You have Midwest Fur Fest, or MFF, that's in Chicago in December. And then you have Furry Week Atlanta, which is in Atlanta, Georgia. Shocking. And the end of May. And if anyone wants to go to Furry Week Atlanta, it's actually the week right after school ends here. So you guys are all good to go if you guys wanna. So these are considered your big 3 furry conventions. I think Anthrocon had like what? Was it 18,000? 17,000. Yeah. So 17,000 people. There's a huge, the line to get through that line was like, I think it was like in 2 hours for me. How long was it for you?
I had sponsored.
Oh.
When I bought my tickets, my friends were like, get sponsored, trust us. So I only had to wait for like 40 minutes.
Oh, so you just paid to win.
I had friends that waited for like 3-4 hours. And
Yeah. So you paid to win is what I hear. But yeah, so that's the biggest thing is that when you go to a big con like these, there's a ton of panels. They have the most variety of panels. They have the most amount of people there. If there's people that you want to meet and stuff, they most likely go to the big cons. And a lot of times when you want to meet friends, they want to go to the big cons because, yeah. Next size you have is you have the mid-size cons. So you have like Anthro New England, A&E, you have Megaplex, and you have Furno Equinox. These cons are a little bit smaller. They tend to be around like 3,000 to 10,000 attendees and stuff. They tend to be a little bit more manageable, but they still tend to have a lot of things to do there. I've actually never been to a mid-size con before. I've tend to only been to small cons or the large cons. So I can't say too much about mid-size cons, but a lot of people like them. So just wanted to drop those off there. And then you have your small local cons. These are cons like Aquatifur in Wisconsin. You have Indie Fur Con in Indianapolis, IFC. And then you have Gateway Fur Meet, which is our local con. Gateway Fur Meet in St. Louis, Missouri. Totally come to Gateway Fur Meet. But yeah, no, these are fun. They're much smaller. They still have panels and they still have a good amount of things. But it feels a lot more localized. It feels a little bit more cohesive together. And it's a nice starting con. I'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, no, I really love Squall Cons. And go to Gateway Fur Meet. Everyone go to Gateway Fur Meet. It's next October. Tips for cons. These are some, I've gone to a few cons at this point. I think I've gone to 3 or 4 furry conventions at this point. And these are some tips I have. First tip, go to a small con first. I think every furry should go to a small furry con first. It's a lot more manageable. It's a lot easier. It's a lot cheaper. Is a lot more easier to digest those cons to start with. I mean, a lot of people are like, I'm going to Anthrocon for my first con. And that's great. If you really want to go to a large con for your first con, go for it. I recommend going to the small ones. It also helps the community a lot more. Anthrocon has enough attendees going. They don't need more, but these smaller cons and stuff are really trying to grow their numbers and stuff. So supporting small cons are always great. So definitely try and go to a small one first. Number 2, my number 2, go with friends. Find friends to go with that you can room with there. It makes the price a lot cheaper when you go with other people and stuff. And it makes the experience a little bit more. Not necessary, not everyone always has people that they can go with, and I still recommend people go even if they don't have any friends. But yeah, no, I definitely recommend going with friends if you can. Next, the 6-2-1 rule. 6-2-1 rule. I recommend everyone follow the 6-2-1 rule, which means 6 hours of sleep at least. I always go for more, but at least 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals a day at least, and 1 shower a day. Making sure you're getting at least 6 hours of sleep and 2 meals a day will make you feel a lot healthier. A lot of times you're having so much fun and so much is going on that you tend to forget to sleep and eat food. Take care of yourself and then take a shower. We don't want to smell you at furry conventions. We don't want musky huskies at furry conventions. We don't want them. But yes, I can't emphasize, do this. Also, don't expect to make every panel that you want to. A lot of times when you go, I recommend everyone look at the schedule and be like, I want to go to this panel, I want to go to this panel, I want to go to this panel, I want to go to this panel. And I recommend trying to have your list of what you want to go to. You are not going to go to every panel you want to go to. I'm sorry, you're not gonna. You're going to have friends that you're going to be like, oh, we're going to go eat now. And I'm like, I'm going to miss that panel. And that's okay. You can't make every panel. Don't try. Have like your priorities like, I gotta go to this panel or I'm gonna die. But then, and I have others that you're like, I'll go if I don't have anything going on at the time. But be flexible. Allow flexibility in your schedule. It'll make a lot more enjoyable of an experience. Meet new people. Meet new people. It's good to meet new people, okay? Meet new friends. Talk to people. Don't be like timid and shy in the corner. Go talk to people. Learn things about people. Make new friends. I've made a ton of cool friends at furry conventions that I talk to this day. Awesome. And check out the local area. You don't have to stay in just the con space. You can go out and look around the city and stuff. Especially if you're in fursuit. I love going around in fursuiting in public around like the different cities and stuff. And that's a big thing. So make sure you go out and check out some local cuisine options as well. A lot of local places love furry conventions as it brings a lot of business to the area. But yeah, no, definitely go check out the local area. Pittsburgh, Anthrocon is really big for this because Pittsburgh is such a furry town. They love the furries in Pittsburgh. Great time. And expect to spend more than you think. This is what I'm saying about the dealer's den. You're going to be like, I'm going to spend $20 in the dealer's den, and you're going to walk out spending 3 digits, 4 digits in the dealer's den. Just save more than you think you need, okay, guys? It's always important to save, okay? And maybe you don't need that giant body pillow of Luna. You might not need it. But yeah, guys, happy con going. I hope you guys can use these tips to help you go to cons and have an awesome time at those cons. I recommend cons. They're so much fun. A lot of work to go to, but a lot of great memories there. But yeah, I hope you guys can go to some cons sometime. They're awesome. Hi guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can hit the little subscribe button over on the right side of my screen. And you can also check out another video that YouTube thinks you guys would like. But guys, that's it. That's all. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!